What's going on, boys? No guys here. Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video we're going to go over the top 7 meta strikers that you can use in your starter teams or build your team around these key players to use in the game. Top 1000 player database is being released. I'm going to go over the top 7 strikers that you can use that will be very affordable. We're going to start with the first individual that I think every single person that's watching this video right now should buy this player. He's going to cost a thousand coins when the game comes out. That I can assure you. He's been like that for the last 3 years. This is one of the best substitute cards, probably one of the best meta cards you can get in the game. In fact, I use this very same card all the way to December. As you can see, someone with a 4-star weak foot, 5'7", is going to feel very good in a bad connection. So even when you're having lag, he's still going to feel very fluid on the ball. But the key thing is he has 91, 92 agility and balance. He's going to be fantastic on the ball. But the most important thing is, as a striker, he has 90 sprint speed, 85 finishing, 84 shot power, and 90 jumping. Now, if this guy was in the Premier League, he'd probably be about 20, 30k. There is no doubt about it. But because he is in MLS, he's going to be cheap. Now, you can get a link with him, like a one link with him, like an 8chem link, either someone from Venezuela or MLS. But if you use him as a sub, either on the wing or as a striker, in fact, I used him in my 15k team last year, and he was one of the top tier strikers I used before I could afford the almighty Bennett. So Joseph Martinez, whether you build an MLS team or whether you don't, buy this card anyway as a sub for 1000 coins. You will not get better, that I can very much assure you. The next card we're going to go to is Adair. Now, Adair was a card that was actually very much well known in the older Fifas, but again, a very good card. 4-star, 4-star. Now, he is Italian, so if you can get a Serie A team, maybe get a Serie A cam, you can easily get a link to him with 8 chem and a 4-5-1. But again, what's the key stats? 87 sprint speed, 88 acceleration. He's got really good finishing, well, he's got decent finishing, good positioning, and really good agility and balance. Now, I'll be honest, if you're going to start him, I'd recommend using a sniper cam to start, just to get his composure up, his dribbling up a little bit more, and his reactions, and that way you get plus 15 finishing. Therefore, be a marksman striker. To get someone of the same caliber of his level, even if you try to find a Premier League player on 10 chemistry, probably won't be as good as him. So this is definitely a card that I'll strongly suggest. Try to get a Serie A team around him. I think you'll probably roughly go for about under 2 to 3k, because he's still 79 rated. In the beginning of the game, he'll be a useful card, but he won't be an expensive card. You won't see him going for like 50, 60k. He'll definitely be under 10k. So that is another card you should look out for. Now, Bennett, listen. This is the card you should all be aiming for. If you're watching this video now, even if it's October, November, if you haven't got this guy in your team, you sell whoever you can. In fact, in my opinion, you should be building your team around Bennett. There's 2 players you should build your team around: Neymar and Bennett when the game comes out. This card with that 5-star weak foot is going to be god tier. Now, it looks like his skill moves have gone down. We don't know if that's sure 100%. It doesn't really matter too much this year, but look at those stats. With the Hunter, this guy becomes a joke. You know, his finishing, look at that, 88 finishing, 90 positioning, and he's got the high agility and balance and composure. One of the most clinical strikers that can play either in a cam, in a 4-2-3-1, or in a striker. I'll definitely recommend putting a Hunter on him. He does have a short passing as well, so he can play in that cam role. But if you want a striker, if you have 20k now, let's say your team costs 25k, in my opinion, sell your entire team and try to buy Bennett and have a rubbish team around him, because this guy alone can carry you. The most important thing in any FIFA in the beginning is to always get a marksman striker. A marksman striker can always carry you. You can always neglect a left wing, a right wing, a left back, a right back. You can even sub on someone like Joseph Martinez from the first minute, but make sure you have a good marksman striker. Someone like Wissam Bennett is one of those key players that will be very good. He'll probably still be a meta player if you watch this video in next year, March 2021, in March in 2021. So definitely get him. And also he has that decent jumping as well. So if you do want to cross the ball, then he is a good option for you to choose. The next card is Melon. Now, if you're a long-term viewer, you would remember that I used this person in my 15k team in FIFA 19. A top tier player. He is in a Serie A. I know he moved clubs before, but I think he's back in a Serie A if I'm not mistaken. But even if he isn't, you can still get a link around him. A really good 4-star weak foot, so you can show on either foot. Really good work rates, medium high. The only downside with him, I'll be honest, the only downside is the stamina. But when the game comes out, you can get away with a play like this in striker because stamina is not going to be the end of the world. I'll be honest, judging by his stats, he's already got the sprint speed, so you don't really need a pace boost. I'd probably go towards a sniper or an engine. People may say an engine because you want to get that balance up, but the reason why you want to use a sniper is you want to get that composure up. Get that composure to around about 80. If you get him on full chemistry, you'll get +5 composure. If you get a sniper, that means his finishing will go to 96 finishing. That's +15. He will have 96 finishing. So definitely put a sniper on him. He'll be a very, very good card. Another very good starting. If he is in Serie A, if you can link him with Adair, you have two amazing good links. Two Serie A, should I say, if you have a Serie A player in Cam, for example, an Italian guy, you can get a link to Muriel, 8 chemistry, and a link to him in 8 chemistry. Probably better than most cards or most combinations you can find. So if you're on a cheap budget, if you only got 20k, these are two cards that you should be building around. Two very, very good cards. I'll strongly recommend them. Now, the other player that I've gone for, the 5th one, is Isaac. I think that's how you say his name now. I know you're going to say to me, Neil, what are you talking about? That balance is absolutely diabolical. Well, I know it's bad, but when the game comes out, I'll be honest, if you want to get a marksman striker, you kind of want to get someone to get the job done. Now in La Liga, there's going to be a lot of players, in all fairness, but a lot of them are going to be very high priced. So how can you get a cheap card? This card's not too bad. Now I'll be honest, the first thing you want to slap on him is a sniper, not a hunter. In the beginning of the game, pace is obviously going to be a big thing. But a striker, the pace won't be as important as you think. A lot of people are going to be parking the bus when the game comes out. So if you have this in like in a 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1, like even in a cam role, as if you put him in cam, he can actually get the job done. The reason why is because he's got a 5-star weak foot and he's 6'4". His natural stature, and because he's got high low work rates, I think he can work very well on stay forward, stay central as a striker. Now, I know his balance is bad, but I think if you put an engine on it, he will still be a tiny bit clunky. But in terms of shooting, he's got the good shot power. You put a sniper on him, he then gets +15 on the finishing. So his finishing becomes really, really good. You got a good shot power. His sprint speed is not that bad. For a starter card, it's actually really good, 83 sprint speed. And that way you can still shoot. So if you're looking for someone that you want just clinical, let's say, for example, you're a player that likes to pass the ball to your striker and then shield the ball, hold the ball up, or do quick 1-2s, especially with creative runs now. Don't forget, now you can do a creative one, pass the ball to Isaac, hold the ball to Isaac, and kind of feed the play through. So really good card, under 80 rated, so it'd be very, very cheap. A very good card, but look at that 5-star weak foot. That is one of the key unpredictable things you're looking for. Next card we've gone for is Jonathan. Now, this is another match, and I was thinking Adair and Jonathan was actually a really good combination as well. He will actually get the job done. Again, the 5-star weak foot. So again, if you put him in striker, you ideally want to get a hunter on him, but obviously it's going to be too expensive when a game comes out. I understand that. So if you can buy a chemistry like a sniper, now he's got the strength and he's got the stamina. If you put a sniper on him, he will get that finishing up just in the high 80s, just low 90s if you try to get him on 8 chemistry. So I think he'll most definitely be a very, very good card. He's Brazilian as well, so you can also put him on 8 chemistry if you get a link with someone like Lucas or you get any kind of Brazilian link. So most definitely a good card. The agility balance is not the end of the world. Yes, he is 6 foot. But when the game comes out, it's still a very good card. Another clinical card. And the final card I wanted to go over is Melon. Now, I'll be honest. It says 3-star, 3-star. I don't know if that's his final stats. But I'll be honest. When the game comes out, if you want someone that can play on a wing or that can play as a striker that's really fast and that can abuse pace, this is a card that you most definitely want. 90 sprint speed, 82 finishing, good agility and balance, and decent composure, but it could be better. So how do you improve that? Again, with a sniper chemistry style. Put a sniper on him. And again, for 78 rated, it would be fairly cheap. I'll be honest, but maybe under 2k when the game comes out. So if you can get him and you can link with someone like Promes, you have a very, very, very good link up together. If you somehow link him and Promes together, because don't forget, it's not just the cards itself. The cards that I've chosen, there is some sort of links. You know, if you can get Promes together with Melon, I think they're a very good combination together. You know, Promes you can play in striker or they can play in a 2-striker together. But that is what I'd recommend. Thanks for watching, boys. Hope you enjoyed this video. And let me know down below what kind of videos you want to see. Peace out.